A few months ago I looked at Line and Wash Painting by Liz Chaderton, and I was so impressed that I bought her other books. So I now have Painting Animals in Watercolour, Painting Birds in Watercolour and Painting Watercolour on Canvas, which I'm going to look at today. Now this is something I really want to try. I've watched many of Liz's videos, and if you've seen any of them you will know that Liz is such an enthusiastic teacher. She obviously really enjoys creating art and sharing art with others, and that really inspires me to try new techniques. So we'll have a look inside. So to make sure we can see the pages. So this book is just full of beautiful paintings by Liz. They're so vibrant and colourful. Now this book was published in 2019 by the Crowood Press, and we have the contents. We've got introduction, supplies, materials and equipment, all you need to know about canvas, getting started, composition and subject selection, textural techniques and mark making, taking it further, gallery, finishing and presentation, and then we have a glossary, suppliers, useful resources and further reading, featured artists and an index. And just look at this fantastic painting. I just absolutely adore that. The colours are beautiful. So we have this introduction by Liz, and you should always read the introductions because it has lots of interesting facts about the book, the artist and the author, and it's just really something you should never skip through. Now in this book, watch out for these green boxes. They're full of additional points that are really important, so don't miss those as you work through the book. Chapter 1, supplies, materials and equipment. Now Liz always goes into depth about all of the things that she's talking about, and that is really good because it's never boring. It's always really interesting to read, and you just learn so much by reading one of these books by Liz. So we have everything that you would need before you get started. You can see there's quite a lot here on supplies and materials, but it is all here to help you make good choices. Chapter 2, all you need to know about canvas. Now I don't really paint on canvas, I mainly use ink and watercolour, but if you are new to canvas, there are things in here. It even says here, all you need to know about canvas is, but we're afraid to ask. So it's really perfect for someone like myself who doesn't paint on canvas and just doesn't know where to start. Then we have chapter 3, getting started, everything to think about, what you have to do to prepare to paint. More of these little green boxes here, and then we move on to one of the step-by-step projects, which is the monochrome cow. Chapter 4, composition and subject selection. Now this is really helpful. Lots of things in here that you may or may not know, but there is always something new I find to learn. When you read any book by an artist, they're sharing their personal information, things they have learnt, which is really going to help you. We have another step-by-step instructions, flying south. And then we move chapter 5, textural techniques and mark making. Now I think this is a really interesting section for me because this chapter really covers all the different types of marks you can make. There's even something in here that I hadn't ever thought of doing, so I'm sure you'll find something interesting for you. And then we have a step-by-step instructions for autumn lights. Chapter 6, taking it further. And I always get quite excited when I see ink mentioned because ink is my passion. I love working with ink. Another step-by-step instruction for Utterly Lovely. And step-by-step instructions for Golden Cat. And then we have gallery, finishing and presentation, which is always really important, knowing how to finish your work and make it look beautiful. And I really like this section on varnishing because I never varnish anything, I wouldn't know where to start, and we've got wax medium here which I'm desperate to try. I think that sounds wonderful. Then we have a gallery here with some guest artists, which it's nice to see some different styles. And then we have this little glossary, which is really helpful if you're fairly new to art. And we have some suppliers there that you can look at, useful resources and further reading, the featured artist, and an index. So I really love these little books. They are absolutely packed full of information. They're really so useful. Now, Liz packs all of her videos and books full of practical advice, and she includes so much information that she has learned over the years, and this information is going to really help make your painting experience easier when you're learning a new technique. So this book, Painting Watercolours on Canvas, can be used by itself or as a companion to Liz's videos on YouTube. So if you do need any more help, pop over to YouTube or Facebook, because Liz is really friendly and she will try and answer your questions. Now that I have 4 books by Liz, she has got a new book coming out very soon in September 2023, which I'm desperate to get. It is going to be called Painting Portraits in Watercolour, and it's just a few weeks away, and I'm really excited to add that to my collection. And I will be looking at Liz's other books, Painting Animals and Painting Birds in Watercolour. So I think these are great little books. They are just really lovely to flick through. If you love Liz's style, you're going to absolutely love these books.